It's the Wealth Nation podcast. I'm Yolanda Harry-Prasad. Thank you for joining me today. It is my goal on this platform to give you easy, actionable tips, content, and strategies that you can use to manage money well, to live abundantly, and to build a generational wealth. So today we're talking about offshore investments, and it's something that everybody should get into. Nobody's sure how to get into it, and I'm going to be giving you some tips today as to why you want to invest offshore and how you can go about doing it. One of the biggest reasons why we as South Africans want to invest offshore is diversification. Now, investing in other countries does provide more diversified exposure beyond South Africa's small domestic economy. Remember that South Africa is only 1% of the globe, all right? So why do we want to restrict ourselves and play only on that 1% market when we got the whole 99% to choose from? And when we do diversify offshore, we reduce the risk because we're not putting all our eggs into one basket. It helps to reduce that overall portfolio risk by spreading investments across various asset classes, various sectors, various geographies, and this lowers your exposure to any one single investment or category. The next thing diversification does is that it mitigates the loss. So when some investments underperform or lose money, diversification ensures that they don't drag down the entire portfolio. Gains in one asset will help offset and absorb the losses in another asset class. It also allows you to take advantage of market opportunities. Different assets, classes, and markets perform well at different times. And diversification allows investors to capitalize on the opportunities in different market environments. All right. It also does provide access to unique assets. Now, each asset class provides distinct return drivers and characteristics. And diversification gives more exposure to various unique returns generating assets that don't move in sync with each other. I think for me, one of the best reasons for offshore investing is to preserve your purchasing power. Now, diversification into assets like equities, real estate, and some alternative investments offshore can help you stay ahead of inflation over time because now you are growing. If you're choosing a dollar investment, you're growing in dollar terms as opposed to rand terms. So diversification allows for creating a very robust portfolio that can better withstand market shocks and volatility while improving risk-adjusted returns. It's a very prudent tenet to long-term investing. And I feel that every South African, the younger you are, the more exposure you need to offshore. And remember, the content of this podcast is not financial advice. If you need financial advice, I'll be happy to sit with you one-on-one. Go to our website. It's financiallyfabulousfemales.com. Click the Get Help button, and you can book a one-on-one appointment with me. The next thing is to hedge against rand depreciation. That's the biggest reason why many of us are investing offshore. We want to invest in assets dominated in stronger currencies like the US dollar. Now, I do know that the US dollar is devaluing, mainly because of their printing, but it's not devaluating as the same rate as the South African rand. And the euro and the dollar can protect against losses from potential rand weakness. Investing in assets dominated in stronger foreign currencies can potentially protect against losses from rand weaknesses in a few key ways. One, currency appreciation. So if the rand appreciates against the dollar or the euro, the foreign currency appreciates. So this increases the rand value of investments dominated in those currencies, offsetting the losses from the rand. The next thing is, when it comes to the rand hedging, is the foreign currency returns. Returns earned on investments in foreign currencies are not affected by rand appreciation. For example, if US stocks gain 10%, the returns are still 10% in USD terms, even if the rand appreciates. You will also be able to reduce currency conversion losses. So with assets already dominated in a foreign currency, investors do not have to convert rands into foreign currency. So this prevents the conversion losses when the rand is weak. You also have the potential to withdraw in a stronger currency. If you're investing offshore, a stronger dollar, a stronger euro. So investors might have the option to withdraw or receive distributions from foreign investments in foreign currency. This is a big one, especially for funding your retirement. This allows you to bypass converting back to a weaker rand. It's also psychologically reassuring, knowing that your assets are secure in a stable foreign currency, it sort of provides peace of mind against any political or economic risk that could weaken the country. And we know that the country is volatile. We've got the highest income disparity in the world, massive poverty rates, huge unemployment, and the statistics tell us we're a ticking time bomb. All right, and having assets offshore, away from the volatility here in South Africa, really could be and could prove to be a very prudent decision. Now, foreign currency and foreign investing is not the end all and be all. It does carry its own sets of risks in terms of foreign exchange fluctuations, international volatility, and currency conversion costs initially as well. And we also have to look at the taxes in that. So being in the right type of tax wrapper is very important. And I know many of you, when you come to me, right, you come because you're on these apps, and these apps are giving you access to US ETFs, US stocks. But what you're not planning for is probate. Probate is basically when you pass away, what kind of tango your family will have to do with the way that investment is being held. Do you want your family to tango with Uncle Sam in terms of U.S. probate, winding up of your estate? Because estate taxes in the West, United States, the UK, it's deadly. Can you invest offshore? One, you can do a foreign direct investment, invest directly into foreign businesses, foreign properties, all right? And this would require huge lump sums. Next thing is offshore unit trusts, and unit trusts make it really easy to invest in international fund portfolios. Included in unit trusts would be ETFs as well. Offshore bank accounts are nice, and this is pretty easy and tax-free as well. So how this works is you open a bank account, either locally, ideally locally, because a lot of the local banks really meet the need well of South Africans. A bank that I recommend is Discovery. And if you click the link where you're listening to this podcast, you're going to get a code, or if you use the code that's in this podcast to open your own Discovery bank account, right, you're going to get 5,000 Discovery miles. And when you open that bank account with Discovery, you'll have the option of having a US dollar account. So you can literally convert your rands into dollar while it's low, 17, 18 rand, and then you wait for it to appreciate. All right, and then you switch it back to rands. All right, again, the content of this podcast is not financial advice. This is what I do for myself. All right, it's not financial advice. Please don't be doing these things if you don't have a financial plan. You can also use foreign bank accounts to hold your foreign currency. So any income proceeds earned in foreign currency can be deposited directly into a foreign currency account. So this will prevent you from having to convert the foreign currency into rands. I mean, if you need the rands, you do the conversion, but we want to have a long-term vision here. It also allows you to maintain an emergency cash buffer in foreign currency. And with the rand ever falling, they're talking about 25, 30 rand to the dollar. It's not a bad move to make holding foreign currencies in South Africa. You can also trade in foreign currencies. All right, a multi-currency account can be used cheaply and easily to trade and hold balances in Forex to hedge or profit from rand moves. I like offshore investments with the right type of wrapper because you can fund these from foreign currency. You can also fund it in rands, and the whole investment is held in the foreign currency, in euro, in dollar. It's held offshore. It can pass over to your beneficiaries. It's a great estate planning tool. It's also great to have that foreign currency account, especially when you're traveling abroad. Foreign currency can be withdrawn directly from the debit card. All right. And although you can do all of these things to hold foreign currency, you still need to manage exchange rate volatility, transaction costs, and tax implications as well. All right. So before you try and do any of these things, you got to know the kind of risk involved, what kind of volatility you can expect, what kind of fees are involved with exchange control. Exchange control in South Africa is an absolute beast. At one point, I had to get there's specialist exchange control attorneys in South Africa. That's how big a deal it is. And if you're not dealing in foreign currency, you wouldn't know. And I had to get the services of a specific exchange control attorney that helped me deal with some issues with the Reserve Bank in terms of using foreign currency. Okay, so it's a big deal. You get the hang of it the more you spend time in trading and holding foreign currency, but just know that it's a big deal. But though overall, a foreign currency account is a useful gateway to investing and hedging offshore. Another way for you to invest offshore is to open a brokerage account that allows you to directly buy shares on foreign exchanges, but you got to know about the probate implications. Offshore endowments are my favorite. Easy probate, excellent estate planning tool. It might not be for you if you are in a marginal tax rate of 30% or less. But get guidance on this. If you need help, come and see me. I'm happy to give you guidance on this. Offshore retirement annuities, super big right now. Dollar retirement annuities. Certain providers are allowing for you to invest your retirement rands, pre-retirement rands, into dollars, and basically to do the same thing what we discussed about hedging, about diversification, and not taking the rand devaluation because you're earning in dollar currency. So investing offshore carries a lot of costs, tax implication, foreign exchange risks that you need to manage. So you've got to get advice from investment professionals before you do any of this. Remember that the content of this podcast, once again, is not financial advice. If you need financial advice, please click the link where you're watching this video or listening to this podcast, and I'll be happy to help you. And we'll chat soon.